Hi everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time. As a musician myself, today is the return of Silent Hill 2. It has been 3 years since I've heard this game. And not very many other Silent Hill videos in general. But we're going to be listening to Betrayal and Promise. Both are from the channel Legal Saiga. These are requested by Nicholas, Haidara, and Anastasia. Thank you very much. I don't know what to expect. It's been a very, very long time since Silent Hill. All I know is my favorite song from the series is Room of Angel from... Oh god, I don't want to say the wrong one. I want to say it's 4, but... Yeah, this is, You know, I will say one thing before I get started here. I am actually perplexed by how many views these have. Betrayal has 1.3 million and Promise has 10 million. Silent Hill be popular. I have no context on these, so this is Betrayal. Oh, is that where this character comes from? I've seen that cosplayed a lot. Heaven's Knight. Whoa. That super, like, reverb chord in the background. Mechanical-ish percussion. It's a very nice chord progression, though. That's really good. What the heck is going on here? So that kind of sounds like a mine too. It's just the same 4 chords over and over. But they're nice. They're really nice chords. I feel like if I learned that, I could turn that into like a... You can turn that into any genre. It's very universal. But I was thinking of like... Maybe I'll learn it. I for some reason I get like a flamenco rhythm in my head. And a descent. You know, I'm not gonna lie, Silent Hill has always been this thing that I've heard about growing up. It's just like one of those titles you just hear about, and I always associate it with one thing, and that was like fog. And I don't know if it was like a meme of if it was like an actual, like there's just a lot of fog in the game, or if it was more of like a draw distance thing that became a... You know what I mean? Because like I play the PS1 and the PS2 and the PS3 and the PS4. So I was there during like the whole like you know, the rendering, the draw distance, and it kind of added to a lot of games. And as the years have gone by, there's been like talk about it. For example, I remember when the Grand Theft Auto, what are they, remasters? I don't know, the ones that really bombed a couple years ago and released with all these errors. I forgot what it was called, but that one. I remember one of the biggest complaints was the draw distance was no longer an issue because, you know, modern technology. So at the highest point of the mountain of the game, you could see the entire map just like completely laid out. and that's so much breaks the immersion and just is so awkward. It's like, I guess the equivalent would be like us standing, I don't know, very high up and you can see like just a bunch of countries laid out. I have no idea, but you know what I mean? It was just really awkward. So the developers added like the fog back in to kind of make it. So I don't know how I deviated from that, but I never played Silent Hill. I know it's like a horror kind of game, but I don't know if it's like completely horror or just has like kind of a spooky element to it. But there's definitely seems to be this kind of lingering, dready feel. I remember when I did my VGM vibes for spooky themes, I did add Room of Angel from that Silent Hill game. That's my favorite song. That one had vocals, but it did have also that, you know, kind of just haunting feel. So yeah, I think basically what I'm saying is I've only listened to maybe 4 or 5 Silent Hill songs ever, including this one. And it's about to be another one in a second. So I'm completely in the dark as to what's happening. These song titles are very vague. Betrayal, the next one's Promise. I also have no idea if these songs have anything to do with each other. And also, this one was very, very simple. You know, it didn't really strike me as your kind of traditional song. It felt like more of a... If I'm going to be honest, it felt more like a location. And I'm basing that off of just the mechanical rhythm, you know, this kind of like these gears turning and these just bangs of... It sounded like mine, you know, like the carts rolling down and that kind of thing. But then you have these 4 chords just descending and having this kind of angelic sound to it too. It's very unique. But I did like that chord progression quite a lot. I'm debating learning it, so I might have to pull the guitar, we'll see. But that kind of chord progression works in anything. But it's really nice hearing it in this choir sound, which, I don't know, just kind of really adds to this. I keep wanting to say spooky, but I don't know if it's spooky. It's very emotional for sure. But I don't know. We got a next one though. This is Promise, a little longer. So Betrayal into Promise. This has 10 million views. That's a lot. Don't know the composer on these either. And again, since I don't know if they're related, I'm going to treat them as just 2 separate songs. Guitar. Sounds like a Midwest emo song right now. I got an immediate wave of like credits. The view count and the way it sounds. No, not credits, like ending scene. You know what this reminds me of? Crisis Core. Like that kind of like slow rock thing. Yeah, even this is emotional, and you can tell it's like kind of lighthearted. But there's just like this constant feel of like sad. It's a real drum set. It's a real instruments here. Almost Silent Hill 2 rhythms. Let's see. I'm gonna take a wild guess. I have no idea whatsoever. I don't even know what console it's on. I'm gonna say 2005. 2001. Man, these games are really 10 out of 10, 4.9 out of 5. What does this remind me of? This reminds me of a band. There's a lot of bands, but there's a band with a girl singer that reminds me of. Oh, the acoustic too. You know what? The best way I can describe Silent Hill music? It's very vague, but it's a vibe. Like, it sounds like Silent Hill. That's a really weird thing to say. For only hearing like 5 songs ever. But it really does have its own feel. That's cool. Okay, we're getting a little distorted now. Does it say composer? It feels like this should have vocals. It feels so ending. Last cutscene, something like that. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a slow motion, like devastation, like someone getting like shot in slow motion and they're like reaching their hand out. That's what it feels like to me. Very cool effects on the guitars, by the way. There's 3 guitars I hear. Arpeggio, acoustic, and the lead. And now the other electric doing the rhythm. There's still a minute left. Oh man, I can't wait for this comment section. I feel a lot of memories just poured into you guys. I can feel it, and I haven't played it. One more chord. I was off by a bar, but yeah. Interesting. Who makes Silent Hill? It's not Capcom, is it? What am I confusing it with? Silent Hill. Konami. I knew that. Damn it, I knew that. What the heck? I don't want to look up anything. Yeah, I did know that because in that spooky episode I talked about... Yeah, okay. Anyways, I just confused one popular studio with another one. Okay. I don't know how to explain what I just heard, but I like it on both of them. And you know what's even more weird? When I first heard Silent Hill 2 3 years ago, it was Theme of Laura. I don't remember right now what that sounds like, just being honest, but I do remember liking it too. And I think there's like this whole mystique about it that I really enjoy, right? Like, who's Laura? Why do they have a theme? And now I'm hearing Betrayal and Promise, which, again, I have no idea if they're related to each other, but both of them are just so, like, well, what's being betrayed and what's the promise for? That's just what's going through my head. If I have to imagine, this image right here is maybe an official album that came out. It says original soundtracks on it. I don't know what Heaven's Night is referring to. I would have to assume it's a kind of... maybe your home base in the game or something. I don't know what you do in this game, you know what I mean? I always confuse Silent Hill with another game I never played, and that's Resident Evil. And I think... Yeah, it is that one I was confused with, because although Resident Evil seems to be this kind of like horror thing, I think it's mostly like a shooter. Kind of like suspense and stuff. So, for some reason, my brain always thinks of the other when I hear one. When I think of Resident Evil, I think of Silent Hill, and vice versa. I don't know why. That's what happens when you don't play either game. You just kind of, like, bundle them together. And... But with Silent Hill, it's... What I was getting at is I don't know what the premise is. I don't know what you do. You know, I don't know if it's supposed to be a thriller or whatever. But there's at least 4 games, so... It's done well. This to me, as soon as the song started, as a reaction, it really put me in this like, okay, we are in a very emotional like ending scene, and it reminded me of Crisis Core of a certain ending scene, which I will not talk about. But just the electric guitar sound and then the drums kicking in, it just felt like the credits of a movie starting or something like that. But as the song went on, it sounded to me like more of like a cutscene, where like, very descriptive, but like a slow motion, just sort of, something bad, something sad and bad. And even when the song is trying to be kind of uplifting with a little bit of the major key in there, I think being associated with Silent Hill is like kind of just drenching the rest of the soundtrack by association in this kind of sadness. Really cool. It really reminded me of, the reason I said 2005 is because it really reminded me of music from that era. I was off by 4 years, but yeah, I can't think of like a specific band, but there's a lot of music that sounded like that in that time. And that was really, really cool. So it makes me think that this was a maybe hired band. I don't know. This information has nothing on it. But I'm going to keep it brief there because I want to like learn the chords from the first song. But that was really, really cool. And I think that for a game that I know nothing about and I've heard so little, I kind of want to just hear more for two reasons. It seems to be a very popular game that a lot of people can resonate with, but also I've noticed this kind of pattern with Konami having really good music. Metal Gear Solid, Suikoden, and Silent Hill. There's probably more that I can't think of at the moment, but I don't follow news and stuff, but I've heard in the past couple of years that Konami is like not really the same company that they were, so I don't know, I can't even make a comment on that, but at least in this time it was pretty special. So anyways, I think I'm going to, well, I have to learn it now because I talked about it so much. So during the next segment in the credits, I'll probably just dilly-dally on the chords from the first song. But that was Betrayal and Promise. Thank you so much to the requesters, and I need to hear more Silent Hill. Which is the best Silent Hill in your opinion? And I guess if you want to tell me what's going on here, please put like a spoiler tag at the top of it for anyone else, because no matter how old a game or movie is, I don't care. People out there have not experienced stuff, as you can see. So thank you to all my supporters you see on screen. I cannot be here without them. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later. Chords for Betrayal are D minor, C, A minor, and G minor. And this is what I mean by like a kind of flamenco sort of thing.